Hi, I'm Elliot Trotter. Welcome to Skide Magazine's Hardcap. We're in the Skide Beach studio, filming in front of a live studio audience. I'm here with Maya Ziv, the mixed correspondent for Skide, to recap the first day of competition in Sarasota. So Maya, tell me a bit about what's been going on today. I know there have been a lot of close games, but for the most part, things have been falling to seed with maybe one or two mix-ups here and there.
Right. There have been definitely close games all over the board. I think one of the most notable teams to talk about is Chad Larson Experience.
Okay.
They actually, in every round today, were down during the second half and came back to win it. So in the first round, it was against Bucket, and they were down 8-3 at half, actually, and then came back to win it 15-14 there. And then I think against Slow White in the second round, against who was it? Termites Entourage, that's right. I think they had a lot of troubles with dehydration and stuff. There was some cramping going on in the first game, so I'm told that they rested a lot of their big players, and that actually led to a final score of 15-13,
Okay.
which was closer than they wanted, but they still won, so that's okay. And then the last round, they played Slow White, and they were actually down 13-11, coming close to the end, and ended up winning 15-13 there. So Chad Larson has had a rough day. We'll see how it carries over to tomorrow. I mean, we'll see if they're tired. They definitely would have liked to win more handily, I think.
What do you think is contributing to their late victories in these games? You mentioned dehydration. Is it just not getting pumped up at the beginning of these games?
Yeah, I think it's a sort of, they go into the game thinking, they're very confident they're going to win it. They've been playing their game all season and doing very well, and then they're meeting teams that they haven't seen all season and just unexpected games, and they're just not ready for it. I think the second game especially, like I said, was more of a product of players being unhealthy than anything. So I hope that they learn from those mistakes, and we'll see if they do tomorrow.
Okay. Tell me about some of the other surprises. I know AMP had a victory that put them into power pools tomorrow.
Yeah,
right?
actually, the only team that did move up into the power pools was AMP. They beat Dragon Thrust in the second round, and that was just a really great game. Dragon Thrust just sort of let it get away from them. Lots of unforced turnovers, and those mistakes cost you at this level. The same thing actually happened the last round. They were playing District 5. That was a really big game for them. They had beaten them earlier in the season. If anything, that was the team to beat for them. And they were actually up 14-11, I believe, with a game to 15. And District 5 just came back. It seems like Dragon Thrust lost their focus. Maybe they were feeling confident and just, unforced turnovers again. And District 5 actually won 16-14 there. So, yeah.
And last year's champs, the Polar Bears in Pool A, they were knocked down into the lower pools tomorrow, is that right?
No, they're actually staying. They had sort of an interesting story. So the first round, Seven Figures beats Ghosts, which was definitely unexpected. Ghosts is the 1 seed, and I think Seven Figures was the 9 seed. So that was huge. They won 15-12 there. They go on to play Polar Bears, which probably made Polar Bears a little nervous. But Polar Bears beat them handily. I mean, I think it was 15-9. I heard on the sidelines Seven Figures talking about they sort of realized they were going to lose, but talking about taking away points, because they realized that if Ghosts beat Polar Bears, it came down to a point differential. And actually, the way it worked out, Ghosts beat Polar Bears by 15-9, which gave Seven Figures a point differential of -3, Polar Bears 0, and the Ghosts +3. So actually, that pool ended up seeded as it was. And
just so that didn't work out for Seven Figures.
Exactly.
Okay.
That huge win in the first round just ended up not working out how they wanted.
Okay. Any other notables or notable plays? Any particular players seeming to dominate this division this year?
Yeah. There's another game I want to point out. Blackbird Wolverines,
yeah.
in the last round. That was just really exciting. They were trading points the whole time, and just I think around 10s, Blackbird just gets off a break, and that leads them to 11-10. And from then on, they were still trading points. They went all the way to cap. So the game ended 17-16 Blackbird. And that was huge for them. They had lost to Wolverines in the Northwest Finals,
right.
15-11 or something along those lines. So to win by just one and have a really close game, Chelsea Putnam huge in that game. I think also Anna Nazarov might have scored, I think, 8 of their points, something like that. It was just a really, really exciting game to watch. Everyone was really competitive, really athletic, but at the same time there was sort of a camaraderie going on. You saw high fives. The teams were still being really pumped up. There was a timeout called towards the end, and they were lining up facing each other, things like that. And so it was cool to see, even at the highest level, teams really respecting each other like that.
So in general, it sounds like you're seeing a lot of teams play up so far in this mixed division.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily win those games, but there seems to be a lot of parity in this first day.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I'd say so.
So a lot of excitement coming up tomorrow, Friday.
Yeah,
You think so?
definitely. I mean, I think the way it's seeded, most of the best teams are still in the power pools. There should be some really cool games.
All right, we'll talk more about that in the warm-up.
Yep.
Maya Ziv, our mixed correspondent for Skyd. This is the Hardcap.